a Stuttgart lost ID card story. Welcome everyone to our new community messaging platform called the OPSEC Minute Extended. On Mondays, we are using this space in text and posted videos to share both a little OPSEC, or Operation Security Wisdom, along with an occasional Marvel team-up bridge that ties into other regulatory security disciplines and policies that our leadership and the Department of Army embrace. We realize reading a page of dialogue is not everyone's cup of tea. As an alternative, please feel free to subscribe, share, like, or simply check out the video of this and other OPSEC Minute stories on our YouTube Secure Narratives channel. Simply click the link and let it play in the background as you tackle your morning routine and backlog of email. Now on to today's Secure Narrative. Prologue: The Quiet Before the Gates. In Stuttgart, uncertainty did not arrive with sirens or shouted warnings. It seeped in quietly, settling into the margins of everyday life. It lived in the blue glow of phones, displaying headlines from Washington, in the way conversations lowered their voices when budgets and deadlines were mentioned, in sentences that ended with a pause and the same uneasy refrain. If the shutdown happens, the garrison itself remained outwardly unchanged. Gates opened at dawn with practiced precision. Guards scanned IDs. The familiar rhythm of military life continued, uninterrupted. Children waited at bus stops, backpacks nearly as large as they were, their laughter briefly overpowering the unease carried by the adults around them. Uniforms were pressed, boots polished, and engines started before sunrise. Yet beneath the surface, the entire community was holding its breath. Jessie Keller felt that tension acutely as she stood at her kitchen counter, turning her purse upside down for the third time. The granite felt cold under her palms. Out spilled the contents of her life in transit: keys to a government-leased apartment, a half-used tube of lip balm, receipts from the commissary and local bakeries, printed in a language she was still mastering. What didn't fall out was what mattered. No dependent ID card. No SOFA stamped passport. Her phone buzzed softly. The headline was blunt: Funding talks stall again. Midnight deadline looms. Jessie closed her eyes. Outside, a bird sang. The coffee maker clicked off. Forgotten. Okay, she whispered, more to herself than the empty apartment. We are not panicking. We're pivoting. Outside her window, the garrison continued waking up, completely unaware that one missing piece of plastic was about to quietly test every system designed to protect it. Act 1. Jessie Keller and the Weight of Paper. Jessie Keller was not fragile. She had learned early that fragility was a luxury reserved for people with backup plans. She was 34, the daughter of a Spokane firefighter who taught her that when things went wrong, you learned how the system worked instead of fighting it. Before becoming a military spouse, she had coordinated logistics for a disaster relief nonprofit, work that taught her how quickly order could dissolve and how vital process became in moments of chaos. 6 years of military life followed. 2 cross-continental moves, 1 long deployment marked by sparse communication, and the constant rebuilding of community from scratch. Jessie had gotten good at starting over. Germany, however, played by different rules. Germany ran on paper. Forms, stamps, signatures, appointments, every step reinforced by documentation. Her dependent ID and SOFA passport were more than identification. They were proof of legitimacy, access, and belonging. Without them, the garrison might as well have been on another continent. She replayed the previous day in her mind, the rushed commissary run, juggling bags in the rain at the bus stop, stopping to comfort another spouse who was unraveling under furlough rumors. Somewhere in that triangle, her identity had disappeared. Her phone vibrated again. Lena's spouse network. Hearing from security forces: if shutdown hits, gate checks tighten. Essential personnel only. no exceptions. Jessie felt the blood drain from her face. Locked out of base meant locked out of her home, healthcare, mail, and support network. It meant being invisible in a system that required visibility to function. She slipped on her jacket. "Time to do this the right way," she said, steadying herself. Act 2. The Web That Catches. USAG Stuttgart's headquarters was calm by design. Polished floors reflected overhead lighting. Conversations were measured. Computers hummed quietly, processing the endless flow of information required to run a modern garrison. In a small briefing room, James J.B. Brooks, the garrison's OPSEC officer, addressed a group of newcomers. "Uncertainty is when adversaries listen hardest," he said evenly. "In times like these, we say less. We protect more. Information is ammunition." Down the hall, Alonzo Edwards, Command Security Manager, reviewed access control checklists with habitual precision. He trusted preparation, not luck. When Jessie arrived at the visitor control desk and explained her situation, the system responded exactly as designed. No alarms. No raised voices. No accusations. A phone call, database entry, a quiet redirect. The ripple moved outward. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Jimenez, Provost Marshal and Director of Garrison Emergency Services, flagged the credentials immediately by the book. Edgar Odalora, his deputy, ensured patrol adjustments were discreet and proportional. Eric Frazier, Physical Security Chief, reviewed access points not because of Jessie personally, but because systems stayed healthy through constant testing. At DPTM's Director Kyle Curry coordinated information across directorates, ensuring only those who needed to know were informed. In the Protection Division, Robert Taylor and his anti-terrorism officers Luke Fralick and SFC Kaylee Schrader began assessing the situation. Schrader found Jessie waiting, hands folded tightly in her lap. "You did the right thing reporting this immediately," she said. Jessie exhaled shakily. "It feels like I messed everything up." Schrader shook her head. "You activated the safety net." Act 3. The Longest Day. As negotiations in Washington deteriorated, Stuttgart held steady. In a closed-door meeting, Colonel Edward Sanford, garrison commander, addressed his leadership team. "We protect our people first. We maintain the mission. We hold the community together." Robert Gwinner, deputy garrison commander, translated intent into action, verifying contingency plans, coordinating support, and ensuring no family fell through the cracks. At the chapel, Chaplain Colonel David Curlin brewed coffee and listened. Sometimes leadership meant silence and presence. In a quiet office, Army counterintelligence assessed the situation. Agent Nina Volk reviewed digital trails. Agent Marcus Hale made discreet inquiries. Their conclusion: low risk, high accountability. Across the garrison, Dennis Heaney, the HR director, countered rumors with clear guidance. Joe Johnson, the MWR director, kept childcare and youth programs operating. Demetrius Gandy, the RMO chief, stretched budgets with surgical precision. Jessie waited. Then Peter Butner, Red Cross station chief, approached, not with forms, but empathy. His deputy Aaron Owsley sat beside her. "You're not alone," Aaron said quietly. And for the first time that day, Jessie believed it. Act 4. The Cinematic Twist. The call came without drama. A German commuter had found a U.S. passport on a rain-slick S-Bahn platform. Recognizing its importance, he turned it in immediately. Jessie's passport was safe. The ID card was gone, but with the passport recovered, temporary credentials could be issued. That evening, rain falling softly, Jessie stood at the gate with a temporary badge. She saw the garrison differently now, not as barriers, but as systems designed to protect and include. Behind the scenes, Command Sergeant Major Christopher Melendez reminded NCOs, families are force multipliers. Captain Balawatif Obemb, the HHC commander, grounded his soldiers in mission and discipline, not headlines. The threat remained, but so did readiness. Act 5. What holds? That night, Jesse's apartment filled with warmth. Soup simmered, spouses gathered. I forgot how strong the net was until I fell into it. They talked late into the night. Outside, the garrison lights glowed steady. Epilogue, the line that never breaks. At the 11th hour, funding passed. The shutdown was averted, but the lesson remained. Security is built on vigilance and trust. OPSEC empowers everyone. Community is intentional. Weeks later, Jessie clipped on her new ID, same plastic, different meaning. She belonged to something that bent but did not break. And in Stuttgart, that line would always hold. Thank you for sticking around as we continue testing the boundaries of an extended storyboard. Think of it as security training with a plot twist and a fresh way to both educate our team and connect with our military community. Subscribe to our Secure Narratives YouTube channel, share or hit us with a like, and watch our new uploads. Also, if you have other suggestions or ideas or are interested in a personalized name drop or your work center's inclusion to our tales, don't hold back. Send a quick note or use the interactive customer evaluation system to share your thoughts. We're all ears and ready to make things even better. So, until next Monday's OPSEC Minute Extended. Keep those comments coming and stay engaged.